Hello everyone, today we're taking a look at the Navidad email worm. Now, Navidad is Spanish for Christmas, and that's the theme of today's video because it's Christmas time. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I hope you're just having a pleasant time of year. And if you're not, then I hope this video can bring you a little bit of cheer. How about that? We got some nice rhyming going on in Dana Walks 1 videos. So the reason I have Outlook open now with no executable on the desktop is because this one actually reads in your unread emails in your inbox and then replies with a copy of itself to all of them. Now, according to an article I read from ABC News, this worm started spreading in early November of the year 2000 and infected at least 10 Fortune 500 companies. Now, in my experience, I don't know how that could possibly be true because I had to make this email myself. That's right, I faked this email for this video. The email was actually sent. I set up a little local network and I tried everything I could to get this worm to mass mail itself. It wouldn't do it. It would mark all of the unread emails as read, but then it wouldn't send anything. So I took it upon myself to send an email like you would see from the worm. So the original email sent from this computer was please respond, and the reply back is blank with the navidad.exe attachment. So here it is. Let's go ahead and save this to our desktop. I'm going to go up. Come on. All the way up. There we go. So we're going to save it, and now we can get out of our email. So we see we have this weird little barcode thing. Outlook Express is just hanging out in the middle of the screen for some reason. And we're going to go ahead and run it and just see what it does. Error UI. Now pay close attention to the taskbar down here. You'll notice a new icon down there. So it's this creepy little eye. And if we hover over it, we see Lo estamos mirando. It's watching. If we click on it, we see Nunca presionar este botón. Never press this button. Of course, I want to press the button. Well, maybe I don't want to press the button, so I'm going to press the X. And we see, oh, I can't see it. Let's move that out of the way. We see Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas, Buena Elección. Good choice. You hit OK, and our creepy eye closes itself. Now that would be all well and good, but now if we try to run it to see what happens if we press the button, we can no longer run exe programs. So cannot find winsvrc.exe. This program is needed for opening files of type application. Can't be good. Let's hit OK. Cannot find the file. So what actually happens here is the worm sets itself to start up on boot with that file name, however fails to actually copy itself anywhere on the computer with that name. And then even if it did, it doesn't have any sort of routine to run the program you were originally looking to run. So your computer pretty much immediately becomes unusable. Now I discovered in playing around with potential fixes, it was maybe I could rename something WinSVRC and then it would run the program I was looking for. So I took my favorite program, Solitaire, and I'm putting it here on the C drive, and we're just going to rename it. I think that's right. WinSVRC, oh, SVRC, excuse me. Got that mixed up. SVRC, del, enter. Okay, now we've got it. So now if we try to run the worm, oh, I want to locate it. It's on the C drive. Okay. Okay. Awesome. But that's not the worm, is it? That's just Solitaire, which is not exactly what we want. How about Outlook Express? Or maybe something else? Let's see. What if I wanted to run Calculator? Well, that's too bad. You're getting Solitaire. Channel Screensaver? Well, that's not an EXE, so that works just fine. How about CD player, though? Huh? Too bad. Solitaire. Well, let's see. Dr. Watson? Well, you wouldn't believe this, but it's actually Solitaire. So I've inadvertently created the world's most awesome virus. But of course, that's no good. We want to fix this. So a quick way to fix this that I found online from reading various fixes, there was actually a Microsoft knowledge base article put out from that error message that tells you that you're infected with this Navidad worm and how to fix it. I don't think I got this fix from that, but probably from another forum post. So what you do is you rename regedit.exe to regedit.com, because of course you can't regularly run regedit. You come in here, come into classes root, you scroll all the way down to exe file, you expand it, you go down to shell and open and then command. So here we see where the worm changes what opens exe files. So I'm going to get rid of this, hit OK. Now we can close this, and now everything should work just fine. We see the nice Windows 98. We see Minesweeper instead of Solitaire. It's always nice to have variety in our games list. And all is well and good. But with that out of the way, that means we can now run our worm again. Real quick, I'm just going to run regedit and get back there so we are prepared as soon as we need to fix this again. Okay, now minimize this, get back in the worm. Let's see. We're going to run this a few times. So lots of UI. And remember, I said I could not get this email routine to work, so I don't know how any of those Fortune 500 companies supposedly got infected. But now we have plenty of eyes, and they are all watching. Every one of them. If we click never press this button, we see Merry Christmas. Lamentablemente cayó en la tentación y perdió su computadora. Unfortunately, the temptation was too much, and he ruined or lost his computer. See, my Spanish isn't great, but I can kind of fumble my way through it. Please don't make fun of me. And you click OK, and this time the eye sticks around. So there's really not much more to say. Now if you click on the eye and then click X, and then eventually move this out of the way, then you can start closing out these programs. Normally that's where I'd wrap this up, say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, thank you very much for watching, blah blah blah. But there is another variant, so let's get that on the computer. So now we have Navidad B, so this one came out shortly after the first variant. I need to come in here and fix my registry real quick. Alright, now we're good. Now we can actually run this other version of the worm, which also does not email itself, by the way, so I'm just going to show it to you straight up. We have this flash player, shockwave sort of icon. You might expect it to be a movie of some sort, but when we run it, we get error with a ominous winky face, and when we click OK, we see a little ICQ flower down here. So let's see, if we hover over it, we see, come on, let's party, and let's party. Click on it, never press this button again. If I close it, we see Emmanuel, may God bless you, with the little winky, very happy face, which is kind of nice. Click OK, and again, it's gone. Now you notice we're not getting an error, because Navidad B actually does hook itself into EXEs again. In fact, if we look in here, in the registry, we can see, once again, this is pointing to a new file this time called wintasks.exe. However, it actually does make this, and it does work. So now every program you run will be Navidad B instead of the program you want. But they will actually run without an error message. Well, if you don't count the creepy winky face as an error message. So click OK, get our little ICQs. And we're just ever so slowly taking over the entire taskbar here. What happens if we press the button this time? Emmanuel, God is with us, may God bless you, and Ash, LK, and LJ. So, substantially different message. It doesn't have the creepy eye. Just going for some greets or shout-outs. I'm not sure what you want to call it. But not quite the same as the first variant. And you click OK. And now we're stuck with, well, I don't know if that closed that time. Okay, so it looks like the other one is crashing. That's why it's like when you close a hung up program with Task Manager and then hover over its old icon, it'll disappear. I'm assuming that the first worm is crashing, but this second one seems to be holding on pretty well. And I cannot get rid of it. You can't just right click and close it. You can click this as much as you want, and it just pops up as much as it wants. So you can see here, that's a lot of never press this button buttons. Anyway, I'm just rambling. It's not a super Christmas themed virus, but it is named Christmas in another language, so I think this counts. I just want to say thanks for sticking around and watching the videos. Appreciate you all taking the time out of your day to join me on this channel as we just sort of stumble our way through exploring the history of malware past. I really appreciate it. And I'll just say that's about it for the Navidad email worm and its B variant. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.